Today on Commander Replay, it's Morophon the Boundless times 4, as Slivers, humans, samurais, and avatars all go at it in a battle for tribal supremacy. Find out who can win this head-to-head battle next on Commander Replay. Today's show is brought to you by Culture, a graffiti artist from New York who brings your favorite pop icons to life. You can check out his one-of-a-kind works on his Instagram page, and if you see something you like, be sure to follow him and drop a comment. But if you see something you gotta have, or are interested in getting some custom work done, feel free to contact him directly through Instagram and be sure to mention Commander Replay for a discount. A link will be in the description below. Welcome back everyone, extra special game for you today. 4X Morophon the Boundless. Each of us will be playing a different Morophon tribal deck. And let's take a look at our opening hand. We've got 2 lands, which is normally a little bit risky, but we do have Grim Monolith and Oracle of Moldiah, so I think we'll keep with that. If we can get just a couple lands with Oracle of Moldiah, we'll be in great shape, so I do like that. We do have this Avatar of Fury, so if any of our opponents start ramping quickly, we can get this down. It's a nice little card. It doesn't blow you away power-wise, but like if you get later into a game and, you know, opponents just happen to have a lot of lands, you can just drop down a 6/6 for 2 mana, and you don't have to spend that much mana getting it. So it's a card that I've used in like Ashling the Pilgrim and decks like that, places where things tend to be a bit slower. Anyway, so that's going to bring it to our turn 1. We draw not a land, it's not the best. Play the Stomping Ground tapped, and we'll pass the turn. Opponent will get a Burgeoning trigger. Burgeoning. Card can be pretty OP sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. More Burgeoning triggers. More Burgeoning triggers. It appears opponent has run out of lands at 3, so that's good. Hopefully they don't have any card draw to follow it up. Anyway, so looking at Morophon the Boundless, it is the tribal commander of tribal commanders. You can build any tribe you want to. For 7 colorless, you get a 6/6. It's a changeling, so it's every creature type. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost Wooburg less to cast. This effect reduces only colored mana. Other creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1, so you can basically build any tribal deck you want to, and there's some other cool things you can think about with Morophon as well, and that's going to be the Mistform Ultimate style of things, where you can use like some of the creature type matters equipments. There's a lot of different ways to make creature types matter with Changeling, even as something as simple as the, who's that red guy that reduces dragons casting cost by 2? That works on Morophon, so, you know, any number of those things, lots of things to be done with creature types, so cool little deck. Reasonable chance that we actually cycle this Sylvan Reclamation. But I think first we'll go... Let's play the land. That'll trigger the Burgeoning. Opponent did get down a mana weft sliver, by the way. Play the Grim Monolith. And next turn we may think about the Oracle. We'll see if we draw a land or not. I don't know. We'll feel it out. So yeah, Morophon is... creature types matter. And we have 4 Morophon decks today. I'm joined by 3 Patreon supporters. We have Chaotix 2075 piloting Morophon the Boundless. We have not yet determined their creature type. And then after that, we have Dragon Knight 104 also piloting Morophon the Boundless. We also have not determined their creature type yet. And then finally, we have Cadus playing Morophon the Boundless, and they are playing Slivers. Here comes a Cloud Shredder Sliver. Yup. That's flying in haste. Now, one thing with Slivers is that our commander, Morophon, will get a lot of help from the Slivers. We will be gaining all of those creature abilities as well. Here comes a Heart Sliver, so double the haste. Opponent's going to come into us for 1, sure. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to mention, we are playing Avatar Tribal today, if if you hadn't guessed that by now. Supreme Verdict was really looking for a land right there. That'll give us 5 mana if there's not a land on top. So, like, you know what? I'm going to basic land cycle here, because 1, it's going to find us a land. 2, it's going to shuffle our library, and you guys know how I'm very superstitious about the MTGO shuffler. I am not feeling very well shuffled at the moment, so I think that's going to be valuable to us. I'm going to grab a Swamp since we only have 1 of those, and that will help us with the Muldrotha. Maybe that wasn't the best call. I don't know. I haven't played this deck enough yet to really know what I'm doing, so... Yeah, I guess maybe we didn't need the Swamp for Muldrotha, because of if we have Morophon in play, well, whatever. What's done is done. But yeah, anyway, we're playing Avatar Tribal. I did post in the Discord chat for my Patreon supporters what creature types they wanted to see, and I got many suggestions. Some good, some bad, some just plain weird. And there were a couple of really interesting ones. There was Archer Tribal, was one that I saw. Praetor Tribal was interesting, not because it would be good, although it'd probably be all right. And what I thought was interesting is there's only 6 Praetors. 5 of them are in New Phyrexia. I think everyone knows those. The 6th one is Ebon Praetor, which is a really old school card that I used to play. So it's weird that there's, the cycle of 5 and then just one random one hanging out there on the end. Phoenix Tribal came up. Wooburg Creature Tribal also came up, but you do have to choose a creature type with Morophon, which makes it not the best. So you need like a conspiracy or something first to really make that go the way you want it to. But amongst the Wooburg Tribal creatures, there happens to be like 5 or 6 different avatars. So you could go like on a really limited Wooburg Avatar Tribal. So yeah, there's just a lot of different things you can do with Morophon. I think it's a great design because it's one of those things that just lets you mess around and have fun and just try a bunch of different things. And those are the type of cards that I like. Commander's been getting more powerful of late, and things are becoming a bit more linear. You see the Commander, you're like, oh. You look at Urza, you're like, oh, Urza is the combo make infinite mana Commander. You have things like the first Sliver, which is either play Slivers or do the food chain Commander. There's a lot of that type of stuff going around. Morophon is just like, let's explore, let's mess around and see where things go. So I kind of like that. Opponent is going to lay down a Swords of Plowshares on the first Sliver. Seems like probably a pretty good idea. That will remove, okay, so the first Sliver gets exiled, which is very good news because having Cascade on every creature they play seems pretty busted. Yeah, we probably should have went for, like, the colors within this Supreme Verdict. May have made more sense. Really hoping we catch just a land off the top right here, and then we can get into this Oracle of Moldiah without using the Grim Monolith. There's the land off the top. Sweet. Play the Plains. Now, the next question is, how far are we away? We're still a white and a blue away from the Supreme Verdict, so I think it is going to be Oracle time. Even if it doesn't stick around for, like, ever and ever, we at least get to try to get a couple lands with it. It's a Mana Vault. Blah. Fail. Epic fail. But I guess next turn we are set up to cast our Commander. And our Commander will have haste and the ability to produce 1 mana of any color. Here comes a Guardian Project for Chaotix. Here comes a Samut, a Voice of Dissent. Yep, so Dragon Knight is playing Humans Tribal. I saw him talking about it in the chat before the game. And he's going to take a little swing into the Slivers opponent. Sure. Does have a Homing Sliver in play. Each Sliver card in each player's hand has Sliver cycling 3. We do not have any Slivers in hand, sadly. Not that it would do all that much for us. I think there's only one Changeling in the deck. Everything else is avatars, and you may be surprised. There's actually a lot of good avatars, and it was actually pretty hard to pare the deck down. So I do have a large number of these avatars out of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. I wanted all of them, but there's actually so many avatars that they do take up a lot of space, so I had to get rid of the ones that didn't seem like they would do all that much. Oh. Hey, that's a Distant Melody for our opponent. They're about to draw a lot of cards. Looks like it's going to be drawn 5. And even worse with that Burgeoning in play, they'll be able to cough out all the lands very quickly. Here comes a Fifth of Suns. Uh-oh. Creatures are free? Yep. There's a Sinew Sliver. There's a Synapse Sliver. Opponent appears to be out of Slivers for the time being. It's good. We need to get to the Supreme Verdict really quickly. Could happen this turn if we catch 2 lands the right way. Chaotix is about to get hit hard by all these Slivers. Ooh, one thing is interesting. The Synapse Sliver gives the ability to draw. Opponent's going to send their Morophon at us. Yep, we don't have anything for that. Blah. But yeah, so the Synapse Sliver gives the ability to draw, which a card draw to us could be very helpful. We do take 7 Commander right here, go down to 32, and that'll trigger the Synapse Sliver. If I was opponent, I would have attacked harder right there and drew more cards. There's a Mana Crypt. 2 lands off the top will be most helpful, preferably if they are white and blue. There's a Descendants Path, a card that I thought would be very good with all the Commander 17 stuff, and largely did not pan out the way that I thought it would. I have 12 copies in my trade binder. Does anyone need one? Hey, there's a land on top. So it brings it back to our turn. We do draw that Mana Vault, play the Wooded Foothills, see if we have a second land. It's an Avatar of Might. Meh. Funny enough, we would be able to cast the Avatar of Might very cheaply if we drew it, but in all likelihood, we're probably going to crack the Wooded Foothills and try to catch another land here. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. So we want to be thinking about this Oversoul of Dusk. That's the hardest thing to cast in our hand right now, which I think means Tropical Island. Could use like blue and red. Do we have Steam Vents, or we have no blue-red? No blue-red lands? I forgot to put them in. Makes me sad. All right, so I think in that case we're going for Tropical Island. Hey, there's another land. It's not the right color, though. I think we just play it. I'll have it come in untapped. Oh, that's a Chromatic Lantern. We need to draw that so badly, so we definitely don't want to shuffle our library. We do need to survive the turn. Do we cast our Commander if we know that we're going to board wipe? Wow, I wish I played that one land differently. Oh, man. If we played our commander, what abilities would it have? Oh, actually, I think we might be able to play Morophon and get that last... Yeah, I think we can play Morophon, use it to generate mana, and then wipe the board. I think that's the thing that we can do. All right. Play this Mana Vault. Use the Mana Vault. Get Morophon. Make sure we tap the correct... So we'd have white, blue, colorless, and we can tap that for white? Yeah, this is going to work. I will be sad to lose the Oracle of Moldiah, but we did get a couple lands out of it, so it did its job. Plus, we can get it back with the Muldrotha. So I'm going to choose Avatar. I don't think this is actually going to stick around, but just in case it does. Wait, is there no Mana Sliver in play? Oh, it's one of those Slivers you control ones. Ah, really? Really, opponent? Cloud Shredder is also Slivers you control, so we don't have flying either. How badly do we need card draw? How much does this Avatar cost? Still 7. Still 7's a lot. How much does this guy cost? I don't think any of that matters because we don't have flying. Flying is kind of a big issue. So just double checking, we have haste. Haste is the only ability that... We could actually get the Oversoul of Dusk into play, but yeah, it doesn't matter if we're going to board wipe. Guess we... Yeah, I feel bad about this. Attack into Chaotix. Get the card draw. There's an Enlightened Tutor. We'll play the Chromatic Lantern, make sure it's in play. Hopefully someone else just has like a Blasphemous Act. That would be sweet. Here comes a Crush Contraband on Fist of Suns and Descendant's Path. That's a start. Here comes a Joda. That is a human. We do have a Joda in our deck. The flying is going to be a big problem here. Opponent's also going to be able to draw a lot of cards. Double Strike would be a major problem. Also, even more Anthem Slivers could be a problem as well. Hopefully opponent doesn't draw particularly well right here. Opponent sending the commander back at us. That'll put us to 14 commander. Oof. Doing some big attacks with the other Slivers. I think Chaotic's taking a lot of it. Yep. It's going to hurt a bit. But we are in good shape for this Supreme Verdict now. Opponent gets to draw 4 cards with the Synapse Sliver. Ooh. Back up to 7. I hope they cough out all the Slivers, and then we can catch them in this Supreme Verdict, although the Indestructible Sliver could be a problem. Opponent may also be like aware not to just like overcommit into the board wipe. Opponent can Sliver Cycle. Natural Balance. Each player who controls 6 or more lands chooses 5 lands they control and sacrifices the rest. Each player who controls 4 or fewer lands. Really? Really? This is what we're doing? Alright. Yeah, we have the Chromatic Lantern down, so as long as we can do that. Guess we're just going to sacrifice a forest. Yeah, we have a lot of green. So we'll give up on the forest. We're losing 1 land right there. Explosive Vegetation. That's fine. Opponent will get some lands. So we get back to our turn. Not going to pay for the Mana Vault. We draw the Enlightened Tutor. We're going to swing into the Sliver opponent. See if they let us draw. Ooh, nice. Opponent's going to Cyclonic Rift our commander, which means it doesn't have to go to the command zone now. Did kind of want the draw right there, but still it's going to set up this Supreme Verdict nicely. So play the Supreme Verdict. Wipe away all those Slivers. Oh yeah, we can play this Avatar for red. Let's get those Avatars started. Avatar number 1, Avatar of Fury. And now we should be able to start pressuring the Sliver opponent a little bit. Burgeoning continuing to trigger. There were a bunch of lifelink cards in this deck for a while, but a few of them did get cut while I was trying to get down to 100 life. There are a handful of Avatar cards that give you the ability to gain life back. That's going to be the White Soul. I think that's Soul of Theros. Evra gives you the ability to gain some life. Divinity of Pride is in our deck. And I think there were 1 or 2 others. Oh yeah, the Green Sun's Avatar, of course. We may actually go with that first since our life total is kind of low. Oh, hey. So Chaotix played in Urza's Incubator choosing Samurai, which makes everyone's commander cheaper. That's really interesting. There's an unintended consequence. You're playing 4 Morophons. We do need to be careful. We are at 14 commander damage. We can't be taking any more hits from Cadis's Morophon. So their Morophon back to play. And a Sakura Tribelter. They're down to 1 card now, so now things going a little bit better. It's going to bring it back to our turn. Mana Vault will trigger. This is a Sylvan Library. I intentionally didn't use the Enlightened Tutor because I wanted to draw the Sylvan Library. Question is, what do we do in this turn? Our commander cost 5, and that would leave us 1 to do Enlightened Tutor on our next turn. Seems pretty reasonable. Choosing Avatar. And more importantly, that does make our Avatar a 7/7. I'm going to hold it back right here because the 7 damage isn't as relevant as holding up a blocker against our opponent's Morophon. I don't really want to block with our commander because we do need to keep that in play. So I've set a stop on our upkeep. Next turn we can Enlighten Tutor for Fist of Suns. And Fist of Suns should allow us to cast all of the cards in our hand for freeze. I like the way that sounds. Or at least all the creatures anyway. Here comes Irregular Cohort. It's a Changeling. Triggers the Guardian Project. Enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. Interesting. Kata says, well, I've been neutered. Yep. That they have. Good old board wipe. Board wipe, usually the best answer for Slivers. The times that I faced Slivers over the years in any format, it's usually just mulligan to the board wipe. We were fortunate enough to get it down before too much damage was done. Had some missteps there with the mana colors, but made it work. Joda coming into play works just the same as Fist of Suns. Well, opponent doesn't have their Morophon in yet, so they don't have all the goodness going on there. But next turn they probably will. Opponent's gonna crack their Sakura Tribe Elder. Mana Crypt flip for Cadus. Did they win the flip? I think they won the flip. Plays a land. Lands are good. Yep, they are out of gas. That is the downside to being an aggro deck. Someone plays a board wipe, and you cry. Says he's playing 35 lands also. Ouch. Ooh, and a land tax is his last card. So all the lands, although they're probably ahead on land count, I would imagine. But if they fall behind, land tax plus burgeoning, pretty good. So the end step here, we're going to play this Enlightened Tutor. Zendikar Resurgent is also a card. I think we're going to try the Fist of Suns right here, because that one seems pretty cool. To bring it back to our turn, we draw the Fist of Suns, we take 1 damage off the mana vault, and then we play the Fist of Suns. Then we start with the Verdant Suns avatar, cast with Fist of Suns. It comes in free! We gain some life. Then we'll play the Muldrotha. Yeah! And then we'll play the Oversoul of Dusk. Yeah! That puts us back to 38 life. Sweet. Let's grab a land out of our graveyard. Let's get the Wooded Foothills. So choices are, we can go Sylvan Library, which will give us card draw. I think we need card draw. Our hand's just about empty. So we could have gone for the Oracle of Moldiah as well, which they're both very good. I'm just choosing... I think Sylvan Library is the right call right here. And that will just cast naturally. And now we've got a bunch of creatures in play, so we'll do some attacking with the Avatar. Send that into the Slivers opponent. Question is, do we Fire Breathe? We don't have any cards in hand, so I think we do. Get opponent for 9. Puts them down to 30. Opponent said they didn't realize Muldrotha was an Avatar. Yeah. I didn't either until I did the Avatar search. Had never really thought about it. Interestingly, everyone's commander is colorless, which doesn't help us so much with Oversoul of Dusk, but, you know, there should be any number of things in... Oh, Vandal Blast. Boo, opponent, boo. Well, as long as Muldrotha sticks around, we can slowly get back the stuff. Sylvan Library is still in play, so we can do some drawing. That's an important part. Fist of Suns is probably the one we want first, although, depending on what we draw, the mana ones could be useful as well. We'll just have to see. Hope Muldrotha sticks around and see what we can do when it comes back to our turn. Oh, opponent returned the dust on our Sylvan Library. Well, I was hoping that one was going to do some work for us, but we're going to have to adjust what we're doing this next turn cycle. And Dragon Knight lays down that return to dust. Chaotic saying he was the only one playing removal this game. I think I'm the one who laid down a very important Supreme Verdict, so, you know. But he has played a Swords, a Crush, and a Vandal Blast. So, yeah. That's a Magus of the Wheel for the Morophon. I'll take some new cards, being that our card draw just got exiled. Oh, that's a Wild Pair. I have Wild Pair in our deck also. Wild Pair is a ridiculous Magic card. Brings us back to our turn. What do we draw? We draw a land. I think we probably want to get the Oracle of Moldiah back just to kind of get lands off the top of our library. We do need to pay 4 for that one, sadly. Zendikar Resurgent is on top of our deck. Well, guess we'll draw into that next turn. We can play land from our graveyard. Man, do we crack? No, I think we should keep the Zendikar Resurgent because then every creature turns into card draw for us, and that seems really good. So we won't crack our fetch. We'll play a land out of the graveyard. Then we'll play the land in our hand. I'm going to replay the Chromatic Lantern right here just because colored mana can be very... tough choice. No, you know what? I'm going to go with the Fist of Suns because if we get the Zendikar Resurgent down, then we can basically play creatures for free and, like, really go wild. So we're going to beat up on Cadus some more. How many ground things do people have? Yeah, maybe we'll stay back with the Muldrotha. We'll send this in over to Dragon Knight, and then we'll leave the others back to block. Opponent's going to block our Oversoul of Dusk with the Eternal Witness. That's fine. We are going to Fire Breathe our Avatar. Oh, we don't have the thing in play. Well, I'm not going to shuffle the Fire Breathe, so we'll just go without it. But that's still a cool 16 damage done by this Avatar of Fury. Yes. Opponent, Cadus down to 23. Feel the fury of my Avatar of Fury. Oh, hey, that's an Avacyn Angel of Hope. That one's actually going to be pretty tough for us to beat. I wanted to get like a Nylea into the deck, and I don't think that I did. I think we have 1 swords. Ooh. Like, I think the plan is going to have to be to, like, just go wide on Avacyn. We're probably going to lose a bunch of stuff in the process. Yeah. Doesn't seem amazing. Although, maybe, I guess the other side is if Zendikar Resurgent sticks, and we have the Fist of Suns, depending on how we draw, we might just be able to, like, out-life race our opponent. Yeah, that might be it. Like, we just try to gain so much life that they can't kill us. No attacks. Alright, alright. Hope opponent cracks the Magus, although cracking the Magus would help the Slivers. This Shapeshifter Tribal? Is that what Chaotix is on? I think it might be. Oh, he chose Samurai. Maybe Shapeshifter isn't a type? I don't know. Or maybe he just clicked the first one he saw. Here comes Morophon for Dragon Knight. Yep. He's got the Joda thing going, so he can cough everything out. Doesn't have enough mana left over to crack the Magus unless he plays another land. He already played a land this turn, so don't think Magus of the Wheel is happening, unfortunately. Yep, said no wheels this turn. Got some good battlecruiser magic going right here. Just a lot of creatures lined up against a lot of creatures. Not a ton of combos. I guess Slivers can be a little combo-y, I guess, in terms of how creature decks play out. It's sort of a combo in and of itself that they just all sort of work together. But, you know, this is largely a line up your best creatures and see who's coming out the other side. That's an Animar. That's a card. That's usually used in some combo stuff. Ooh, the wild pair triggers. Opponent can find a 1/1. Hope they don't shoot the Fist of Suns. It's definitely, like, Harmonic Sliver is definitely a thing. I don't know if anyone runs it, but, like, Necrotic Sliver used to be a card. Oh, that's a 2-headed Sliver. All Slivers have Menace. Gives our commander Menace. That's cool. And that is also why I left a bunch of blockers back for this, for our opponent's Morophon. We cannot take any more hits from it. Our other 2 opponents are tapped out. The one that does have mana up does not have any cards, so I do believe it is time to get wild. Oh, hey, that's a Diluvian Primordial. I guess we don't have, like, we need a single creature to play, I guess, to get the ball rolling on the Zendikar Resurgent. Oracle of Moldiah. Ooh, I know. We can, yeah, we can just send something in to die on the ground. What cool things we get with Diluvian Primordial? We get a Cultivate, Vandal Blast, Crush Swords. We get a Swords. That one's super important. There's a Return to Dust, which can grab some stuff. The opponent they have 2 mana mode, Cyclonic Rift, Explosive Vegetation, Natural Balance. Distant Melody is a... Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. So, we're going to send a bunch of stuff into Chaotix, because he will definitely block, since his life total is very low. Send that, and send that. He has to block one of these, because we have lethal if he doesn't. Double check. Yeah, that's lethal if he doesn't block one of them. Could chump block with, like, a colorless thing, and that wouldn't be super amazing. But I assume that he's going to try and kill one thing. Opponent saying, Avacyn? Okay, cool. One is going to die. That's all. Nope. Uh-oh. Did opponent just do this in a way that nothing's going to... Oh, really? I should have sent in the Oracle. Yep. Nothing died. That's super frustrating. We're a bit exposed in the air. Guess we just lay down this Zendikar Resurgent. I suppose we can play it with Fist of Suns. Save a little mana. Wow. Yeah, I needed to send the Oracle of Moldiah in, because that definitely would have died. Good blocks by our opponent right there, to not try and kill any of our stuff. I'm going to get the Chromatic Lantern out of our graveyard, just in case. Ah, I can't believe such good blocks from our opponent right there. I can't believe that happened. Oh, that's an Odric Lunarch Marshal. We're probably going to die. We're probably going to die. Need to hope he doesn't have Double Strike. Here comes the Sylvan Library. Mana Geode. Alright, opponent's out of mana. He didn't slam any Double Strike. We're at 40, so I think we're, like, okay temporarily. But that's a lot of Menace, Flying, Vigilance, Indestructible, Breach. Oh, that's a lot of abilities. Opponent's got a Kentaro, the Smiling Cat. That's a Samurai. So apparently it appears to be largely a Changeling deck, but some abilities... You may pay X rather than pay Samurai. Oh, yeah, okay. So it'll help you cheat the colors of cards that you're casting. Yep. Opponent going to send Avacyn back to us. Sure. Going to send that one over to the Slivers. I'm down for that. Going to send another one at us. All right, all right. We're taking 12. I mean, that's a hit, but it's not, you know, after we went back to 40, it could be so much worse than that. I do think that Dragon Knight is going to have the opportunity to wheel and then cast every card in their hand with Joda. That seems like it'll be very good. But that'll also get us into some stuff as well. Yep, here comes the Magus. We going wheeling. We draw some stuff. We get 3 creatures in Diluvian Primordial, Soul of Innistrad, and Child of Alara. Oh, that's a Saskia. Saskia is kind of an issue. We have a Cyclonic Rift on top of our deck. I'd kind of feel better with that. Okay, whew. Saskia chose Chaotix because they have the Avacyn. That seems good. Here comes Marchesa. Uh-oh. We do have an Ugin in hand, by the way, which is, the emergency, the nuclear option if we need it. Sadly, it is 1 short of exiling the Avacyn, but we can still swords it if the Diluvian Primordial sticks. I am nervous about giving Slivers 7 new cards. I think we got through a lot of the haste Slivers. I don't think there's too many of those left, so that's good. Hopefully they can't go too wild, but Animar could also get huge. It's a thing that could happen. Oh, that's a Cathar's Crusade. Yep, that's a good one. That's a very good one. Here comes a Sirach. That'll trigger the Cathar's Crusade, and they can give something haste. That's a Tajik, a Blade of the Legion. Yup, Cathar's Crusade, pumping up the team. Opponent going to combat, so Sirach can give something haste. Odric, Lunarch Marshal will spread all the abilities for Chaotix. Joda coming into us. Morophon coming into us. Saskia going into Chaotix. Tajik, Blade of the Legion coming into us. Ooh, that's going to be some stuff. Alright, we need to do some blocking. Dethrone and haste. Joda's got flying, can't block that one. Morophon's on the ground. I'm going to block Morophon just because of the commander damage. We can gain life back easily. It's the commander damage I don't really want to take so much of. I guess the question is, what does Slivers have? Slivers... We need to hope Slivers don't get too crazy on us. Though they might be able to with Menace. Right. Guess we're giving up on Muldrotha. So opponent loses their commander. Oh, we go down to 12. We could die. We might die. Animar is thankfully not a Sliver. Chaotix goes down. Ooh, this is not good. This is not good. Oracle survived. Didn't expect that. However, Ugin cleans up everything on board. That's something to think about. Except the Morophons. It does not kill the Morophons. Slivers have lifelink. Okay. Not dead yet. Wild Pair could be an issue, though. Collecting Sliver. Whenever... May exile target creature an opponent controls until this... Oh, that's a bad one. Yep, that's a problem. Our commander just got exiled. Goes back to the command zone, which is unfortunate. Sliver Hive Lord. Okay. We need to survive. We're definitely on Ugin. Opponent gets the Marchesa exiled. Slivers have vigilance. Okay. It is actually kind of bad with... opponent might have us on just combat damage now. 10, 12. Yeah. They have us on combat damage if they want to. Wild Pair triggers? No, from white and black, we can still block the Animar. Holding tight. Need opponent to stop playing stuff, though. Wild Pair triggers. Double Strike is a major problem. Now we're dead. Last turn. Needed to send the Oracle. I don't know. Maybe we get lucky and they go somewhere else, but seems unlikely. Opponent says you're going to be real sad if you don't kill me this turn. Alright, that might buy us a turn. But all they have to do is send their commander at us. Yep, here it comes. Down we go. Oh, the punts. The punts. Try it just in case. Nope. Nope, Menace is still working. Just had to check. Down we go. 2 commander damage. Yeah, I just played like trash that game. That's what happened. Opponent plays an Utter End. I didn't see what they played it on. Oh, Sliver Hive Lord. Yeah, of course. That makes sense. And there's a Wrath of God, so looks like the Sliver is going to be going down, and Dragon Knight should get 2 creatures back. Yep. They've still got some stuff in play. And with the Cathar's Crusade and a Marchesa, gonna trigger. Oh, yeah, that all seems really good. Combat-focused humans. Yeah. That's my kind of deck, actually. And Sirach will give something haste. Gives itself haste. Big old hit coming in. Saskia's gonna trigger, but Chaotix is gone. Ooh, opponent survives at 4. That is unfortunate. Oh, wait, no. That was a double strike? Oh, no, they got to re-choose with Saskia, yeah. So they died to Saskia triggers. Nice. So Dragon Knight taking the game down makes me happy. I was going to be very sad if Slivers took everything down. Because, Slivers have been a thing for a long time. Human Combat Tribal, on the other hand, not something that we see very much of. So I'm glad that they got the win today. Oh, we were so close. I made some mistakes. I'm not used to playing decks like this. 5-color creatures, having Zendikar Resurgent, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of got the best of me right there. But yeah, this deck can do some cool things. I mean, it's not going to be the best thing ever. Muldrotha really is a good Magic card. Did a lot of good things for us. Having Fist of Suns with this deck is insane. So being able to catch stuff for free is really cool. Means that you also want Joda as well. But yeah, basically you can pick the tribe you want, jam a bunch of those in the deck, little ramp, add a Fist of Suns, and you're pretty much good to go. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this look at Morophon the Boundless. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, or if you just want to get some high quality games of Commander on MTGO, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.